which means the problem may be the single cable system causing the balls to lose focus.
That's kind of a letdown.
So, having restrung the balls with an extra cable, things are looking up.
So with some preliminary playing with the 5 wrecking balls on the 2 lines, Jamie and I are actually seeing somewhat of a radical improvement in their behavior. Oh.
That's a little more positive.
We're actually not just seeing a tick and then a boom. We're actually seeing a tick, which it makes me cautiously optimistic about this next test.
So why would 2 strings per ball work better than a single string? Well, the Newton's cradle is all about efficient energy transfer. So if any one of these balls is a little out of line, that's going to mess up the efficiency. The 2 strings will help keep these all lined up perfectly, and hopefully that'll improve what we're seeing from this device.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Wrecking ball size Newton cradle V formation cabling in 3, 2, 1. Go, baby! Yes! 1, 2.
3,
Ish.
4.
It's another disappointing result, but at least there was some improvement.
That was a little bit better. While our single string gave us a 30% throwout on ball 5, our double string version gave us a 45% throwout on the same ball. Now, that's nowhere near the desktop version, which gave us 98%, and it's nothing like the clip.
But before this balls up gets concluded, there's one last thing to try. Ball 1 pulled back to the max.
2 strings, max pullback, in 3, 2, 1.
It really is now or never, and it's never.
That went quite a ways.
And now it's all done.
So cue one of the Mythbusters mottos. Failure is always an option.
There goes one of our cameras.
As far as we're aware, this is the largest Newton's cradle that's ever been built. And it is a Newton's cradle because it's demonstrating exactly the same physical properties that the small one does. But as we get larger and larger, it becomes harder and harder to rein in the physical losses of energy in the system, from the balls to the cables to the overhead structure. While it is a Newton's cradle, it's just never going to be as perfect as the little ones are. So where do we stand?
We set out to replicate what we saw in that clip, and nobody can say that we didn't give a wrecking ball-sized Newton cradle the best possible chance of succeeding.
But it didn't look anything like the clip.
Now, this one is totally busted.
Yeah, it's busted.
And it's busted not just because their best-case scenario balls failed to fire, but also because the viral video was nothing but CGI.
Hey, you know, we ought to start our own demolition company. We got wrecking balls, we got explosives.
Absolutely.
Whatever you want.
Straight line. It's a challenge Adam and Jamie just can't resist.
Come on back in here. Did you even hear a word that I said?
Yeah, humans can't move in a straight line while blindfolded.
That's the story. How do you want to test it?
Well, when I think about moving in a straight line, I think about walking.
I think you might be right. Is that where you want to begin?
Yeah, all we need is a couple blindfolds and a big wide open field.
Let's do it.
A big field, you say? How about this one?
Our testing here is pretty straightforward. We've got a field in which we can walk 3,000 feet in any direction that we choose. We've got a blindfold. This one here is from my personal collection. And headphones to remove any other stimulus. And we're just going to try and walk in a straight line and see what happens.
Sure, we'll see what happens. But Jamie likes to be more science-y.
We've got 3 ways of telling how good we are at walking in a straight line while blindfolded. First is by using the Global Positioning System, or GPS. This little thing will be plotting a map for us that we can look at afterwards. Secondly, we've got these lovely little orange flags that we can place. You ready to go?
What?
Then lastly, we'll know if we hit the target, because we will have had to have walked in more or less a straight line to get there.
How do I think I'm going to do? I don't think I'm going to be able to maintain an incredibly straight line, but I don't think I'm going to be that far off. I think I may veer to the left or to the right, but I think I'll end up pretty close to my goal of that cluster of trees over there. Or is it there?
Adam's confident.
Okay, blindfolded walking.
After all, it's level ground, there are no topographical features to navigate,
In 3,
and he can draw a bead on the target before he covers his eyes.
2, 1, go.
All he has to do is walk in a straight line with his eyes closed. How hard can it be?
It is a very weird thing to be walking without any visual in your head, and in your mind's eye, you're walking a nice straight trajectory across that landscape. I mean, tickling at the back of your mind, you're thinking something might be wrong, but try as you might, you feel like you're walking straight. Whoa! Whoa!
You started out pretty nice, but after about 300 feet or so, you started to turn to the left, and you just kept doing that until you ended up right back at the fence.
I swear I thought I was walking a perfectly straight line. Nothing told me that I was possibly walking in a 200-foot diameter circle. I am totally amazed by that result.
A result nailed by the GPS trail. The astonishing disparity between Adam's perception, the first of which is, will Jamie do any better?
Jamie's blind man walking in 3, 2, 1, go!
With all the confidence and certainty you'd expect from the Heineman, he strides off towards the target tree, before veering off course like he's got a short right leg. And any doubt that subtle topographical features were the reason Adam went left are dispelled as Jamie leans so far to the right he turns back on himself in a corkscrew pattern.
I ended up right back at the road, just like you did. Clearly, I didn't know what I was doing. I was literally walking around in circles. I mean, it's not like I have a compass in my head, and so without any visual or audible cues, it's all just random.
Or is it? Time to delve deeper.
Now the question we have is that leaning that we each had to one direction or the other consistent?
Walking blind, test number 2.
Is it something that can be corrected for? Well, that's what we're just about to find out.
He's doing a little better this time.
Adam's start is certainly straighter, but it's not long before the test literally takes a turn for the worse.
Test 2, I didn't walk straight, and I didn't even walk straight in the same way I didn't walk straight the first time. I went in a circle in the other direction.
Yep, 2 things are clear from Adam's second test. His route is far from straight, and there's no discernible pattern to his meanderings.
Bye.
Bye.
A theory compounded on Jamie's second test, because once again,